Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Marc-e-b's Gaming Scene. Now in today's episode we are going to be talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake. For those of you who caught the Sony's PlayStation Experience keynote last Saturday, saw the huge bombshell that they opened with just after Uncharted 4. Not only did we get to see Final Fantasy VII Remake gameplay footage, but we also got to have a cheeky little glimpse at what the new battle system and combat may be like with this game. But the biggest bombshell that was dropped about this game was it was actually spoken about after the event itself. It wasn't anything that they announced on stage. I can kind of understand why, albeit it's information regarding the game, what they intend to do, how they're going to roll it out and sell it to us as a package. And as always, it's got the internet flying off the handle and people are going crazy and speculating and saying all these things. So we're just going to talk about it a bit here, and I'm going to kind of give you my pros and cons of the situation. So Square Enix have come out and announced that the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is what it's going to be named as now, they're not going to call it anything else, it's going to be called Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's going to be split into episodes. So I don't think this is going to be a case of it's going to be split into a couple of hours episodes. I think it's going to be split into 2 or 3 big chunks, and they're going to sell each of those big chunks to us at a set price. What the price is yet, nobody knows. This is all very speculative. They've only just come out and said, yeah, it's going to be episodic. The reason they claim they're doing it episodic is so they can get it to market faster. They said that they're aware of how anticipated this game is, so they want fans to be able to enjoy it as soon as possible. And the other thing was around the development times. And so, you know, like this is where I kind of find it conflicting, because if you're going to take time to develop a game, you know, 100% of a game is going to take that amount of time. So let's just, for argument's sake, this is going to be 4 years. It's going to take 4 years to make this game, regardless of if you chop it up into sections. So the only thing which I guess kind of concerns me is the caps at which each episode will be released. So people are already kind of putting together ideas of what it's going to be like. Some people are saying, oh, the first episode is going to be the whole Midgar section, and then the second episode is going to be when you get out into the open world. There's people saying that there's going to be no open world anymore. Granted, if you're doing this episodic kind of thing, is it going to have to be that much more linear now? I mean, is it really going to have to be an A to B affair without you being able to really explore and experiment around the world? Again, another thing that people are talking about. And the one thing that I don't quite get is Final Fantasy 15 is been, I think it's been 5 years in the making, and it's a huge game. Are they saying that this game's going to be bigger than Final Fantasy 15? I mean, they were happy to develop Final Fantasy 15 for a set amount of time. We've waited 20 or almost 20 years for a remake. Are they honestly trying to convince us that they're going to announce it, and now that we're so desperate to play it that they have to release it like as soon as possible? I mean, could they have not just kept the lid on it for another year or two? Could they have not have just said to people, hey, we're making this game, could be 4 years to make this, could be 5 years? I'd be absolutely fine with that. If they came out and was like, oh yeah, just to let you know, we're doing the remake and it's going to be it's going to be 2020, you're not going to see it till 2020, I'd be absolutely fine with that. You know, I'd look forward to hearing snippets of information and seeing trailers and things as the years go along. But I'm very worried that they're going to try and rush this out and then there's going to be these huge gaps, because generally, I mean, Final Fantasy VII, the original, I guess, you can complete that between a time of around 40 to 60 hours, depending on how much you kind of spend leveling up your characters and exploring and things. And I know my brother has gone even further than that. He's put upwards of 100 hours into the game and level capped everyone out. Now, these episode things, are you going to be able to level up your characters? Are you going to be able to keep leveling up, or is it going to have a level cap on that first episode? So it's like everyone's just playing that first episode for... there's rumours that each episode's going to be between 15 to 20 hours of gameplay, which is all well and good, but is it going to be capped? So, I mean, 15 to 20 hours of gameplay, that's a whole game's worth of content. But the point is it's not going to be... It's not going to be done well if you're only getting 1/3 of the story. So, I mean, I've got games which are, Uncharted are less than 10 hours of gameplay, but they cover a whole story. They span a whole, script and all of that kind of thing. I mean, who is, would you be happy to pick up episode 1 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, part 1, whatever they'll call it? And you get out of Midgar, and just as you're exploring the world, there's this huge, lush open area, and you can't progress in the story anymore. It will still let you go around the world and collect items and do what you want to do within that area. But you know that the storyline stopped there, and you might not get part 2 for another year. Like, what if they releasing these things on a bi-yearly basis? What if it takes 2 years? What if they're like, shit, we are under the cosh right now. We've already released the first part, so we have to get cracking on this second. And we know what it's like with developers putting games back and delaying them. I don't know if this is the best route to go with such a beloved and wanted game. I don't know whether it sounds a bit like, Square Enix are trying to test the water, so they're going to release the first episode, and if it bombs and people hate it, then they can either go back to the drawing table or they can just scrap the thing altogether. This is all speculation, obviously. Another point was that they said they couldn't fit it all onto one disc. Well, for starters, you're managing to fit Final Fantasy 15 all onto one disc. So again, if you're saying it's going to be bigger than that, it sounds like excuses to me, so you can sell us a 2 or 3 kind of package deal. The original Final Fantasy 7 was on 3 or 4 discs anyway. So, I mean, I don't think people are going to care too much if you spend X amount of years developing a game and it comes out on 2 Blu-ray discs or even 3 Blu-ray discs. That's a heck of a lot of content. We'd love you for that. But it seems like they're going to go down the other road, potentially packing a 15-hour Final Fantasy experience up to a set piece of the story, charging you full price for it. I mean, if these things are £50 a pop and they're releasing 2 or 3, like, I don't know how I feel about that. But for me, the biggest thing is the time. It's the time that it would take you between each episode, and like it just confuses me. There's just something there's something afoot with the way that you're trying to convince us that you're doing this with our best intentions. I'm not quite sure you are doing it with our best intentions. We've waited 17 years, I don't see why anyone would kick off if we had to wait another 3. But that's where we're at with the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely stunning. I love. There's the new combat system. Apparently, it is still turn-based to a degree, but it looks very free roaming and hack 'em slash 'em. The limit breaks look like they're there as well, which is brilliant. And if you were paying attention to the left-hand menu bar while Cloud was fighting around, you could see that there was also a little summon section. So I think we're gonna have some good stuff incorporated into that new battle system. How fleshed out and good it will actually be will still remain to be seen. But I'm still excited for this game. I'm still really excited. I just really hope that they don't choose this game to try and take some huge business risks with. I hope they don't choose this game to kind of be like, everyone else is getting away with DLC. Why the hell don't we just DLC the shit out of Final Fantasy VII? I mean, the Gold Saucer, Chocobo Racing. Why don't we just tack those on as extras if you buy the Season Pass? Like, me being paranoid, I don't think that's going to happen. They know what we want, and I think they know that if they try and pull anything too much like that people will go ape shit. So anyways, let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Next video coming up will be my top 5 games that I've been playing over 2015. So I hope you enjoyed that. In the meantime, I'll catch you on the next show.